What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, OG is back, man. You guys already know what time it is with this OG. I don't talk about it, I stay about it. But anyways, people, today there's some breaking news. Mr. Renegade Media has brought some light to the situation that went on with Sucker Free. Rest in peace, man. I'm not gonna. I said I wasn't gonna talk on this or speak on this anymore because I find it, like, in a sense, disrespectful to the family. But I will just elaborate a little bit on what Mr. Renegade Media had to say. You know what I mean? Because wow, it's a trip what he put out there. You know what I mean? And it's something that just popped up on my feed. But anyways, people, before we get on to that, this is a fitness channel. If you want to get started in your fitness journey, make sure you shoot me a DM on my Instagram. Go check out my Instagram. Check out my story, my profile. I have testimonials. I have transformations. I have a lot of good tips, man. I've been doing Instagram for a cool little minute now, a couple years, But yeah, if you want to get started on that fitness journey and becoming the best version of yourself, shoot me a DM, hi_power_fitness_, or you can email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. And last but not least, I got to give a shout out to all my subscribers, my followers, the people that's been interacting with my channel, and especially my channel members, man. Much love and respect to you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys. And once again, let's get this channel to grow, man. 10,000 subscribers. I'll start doing some lives. Like I said, I may even take some phone calls. We'll bring this YouTube yarda to life, people. That's what you guys classify this as, so we'll just leave it be. You know what I mean? I'm gonna roll with the flow, baby. This just ain't nothing changed but the weather, really. As you guys can see, it keeps on going in and out right here. The color of my skin keeps on changing. But anyways, yesterday I was talking about detoxifying the liver, man. A simple yet effective drink has toxifying properties that support liver function and promotes fat burning. It's going to be green tea. Green tea helps decrease inflammation and increase fat oxidation, okay? Lemon juice is also good too. That helps with bile flow from the liver. Apple cider vinegar. That increases the sensitivity of insulin to your blood sugars and will regulate and stop storing the fat in your liver. You know what I mean? It will regulate your sugars, is what I'm trying to say. And that way it'll keep it from storing fat in your liver. So very important, man. Another one, what you could put together too, is a papaya smoothie. Combine one whole chopped papaya with water and ice. Papaya is loaded with enzymes that can help digestion and decrease in inflammation in the liver. Another one that's really good too is celery and blueberries. 1 cup chopped celery with 1 cup of blueberries. Celery increases bioproductive and reduces liver inflammation. Blueberries reduce liver fat, and they're polyphenols. I think that's what they're called, polyphenols or something like that. Helps remove excess iron from the body. So that's very good, man. Those are just a couple drinks right there. I said I would touch on that. I believe I've spoke on this in the past, people. That's why I'm gonna keep it brief and short. But yeah, if you guys want to get started on your fitness journey, man, and learn more about health and nutrition and overcoming obstacles that you haven't been able to conquer, shoot me that DM. I'll work with you 100%. You'll have a 24-hour communication with me as needed. Whenever you come across a problem or struggling with something, don't understand something, I'm more than happy to take your phone call and go over it with you and help you get over your obstacle. So anyways, people, like I said, if you want to get started on your fitness journey and sign up with my program, guaranteed to lose 30 pounds of fat and build muscle in a 90-day program, people, guaranteed. Shoot me that DM, hi_power_fitness_, or you could email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. Now, with that being said, there's been some breaking news, people. Okay, the breaking news is Mr. Renegade Media, wherever he gets his information from, I have no idea. I don't know if it's if his information is credible or not. You know what I mean? Because now you got to keep in mind, people, Mr. Renegade Media, he's very successful here on YouTube, has a very big platform. Now, whoever he gathered his information from, I don't know if it's validated information. You know, and the reason why I say that, I mean, it is to a certain extent, because actually what happened with the homie, rest in peace, he got into it with an individual. Where he was from, I don't know. Renegade Media puts names out there. I don't. You know what I mean? It was due to bad politicking from what I would understand. You know, someone trying to abuse a little bit of authority when all along you really ain't nobody. You're just basically representing something that's bigger than you. But there is people that will abuse that, and they will only abuse it to people that they can. You know, someone that's been around and knows what time it is, that shit won't fly. Guaranteed. You know what I mean? There's always going to be that individual that tries to leverage themselves over someone else because they know certain people and supposedly, you know, they're going to backyard boogies with them. I'm just going to keep it as simple as that, you know. Every barrio has them individuals, but at the end of the day, they end up getting their brakes pumped and they get checked, or who knows, it may even go further than that. It all depends how they try to abuse that authority, you know. So everyone in life has to answer to somebody, people. Guaranteed. No one is bigger than the program, and everyone is touchable. But anyways, Renegade Media put a lot of information on there, whether it has valid proof behind it or not, I don't know. But there's an individual that's in a coma today. That was supposedly the person that took the life of Sucker Free Dumps. I believe it was his barrio name. Once again, rest in peace to that individual. And I said on my past video I wasn't going to speak on that individual. Why? Because of respect. You know, I feel it's disrespectful towards his family, but I needed to speak on this because once again, Mr. Renegade Media has a very successful platform. Where he gathered his information from, I have no idea. A lot of times I question where he gets his information from. Now you got to keep in mind, his platform is very successful with people in our, how should I say? I hate even saying that label, that within the minority neighborhood. This is the minority news line right here. We don't go to channel 7 and channel 11 news anymore. This is our the news broadcasters amongst the minorities, and that goes for all nationalities. I mean, anybody that's out here in the struggle and that's a little bit less fortunate than others, this is our news hotline. Whether you like it or not, that's what it is. People speak freely upon things, and at the end of the day, everyone has the right to speak their mind. Everyone at the end of the day has to make their bed and lay in it. You know, at the end of my day, I'm comfortable when I rest my neck. Why? Because I don't smut nobody up. I don't speak on things that I shouldn't be speaking on. I don't give up information that shouldn't be put out there because it's none of my business. Some individuals, they really don't trip on that. You know what I mean? They live a dangerous life, and Renegade Media is one of those persons. But anyways, back to the Mr. Renegade Media. He gathered up quite a bit of information on the incident that went down. Now you got to keep in mind, whoever he received that from, it could be somebody that's just trying to throw some dirt out there onto this neighborhood. It could be somebody that's in bad standings. Because I'm coming from the backgrounds, and I could pretty much speak for every barrio, any neighborhood. If you were a part of any neighborhood, you're not going to be throwing your neighborhood underneath the bus like that. You're in violation, period. Especially giving information to anybody. real shit, to anybody. It just isn't right. You know what I mean? That you're considered a fucking snitch. You know, and then Renegade Media knowing to be, I guess you would say, a dropout. I can't confirm that either. I mean, it's obvious that he is, but you know, I don't care to look into it. I really don't care. You know what I mean? He comes from a way different umbrella than what I did. You know, he's no good. You know, it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't change the fact that he's got a voice here on social media and everybody seems to listen, and he's got a very strong and supportive audience. But anyways, so I'm gonna give you a quick example, man. I was in a pinta, okay, in a pinta up north, and there was an incident that went down, okay. Of all days, I decided to stay inside the day room. It's a little older pinta, so you had an option. You could stay inside the day room and get your little boogie on and watch some TV or do whatever, play cards, dominoes, whatever, indoors, or you could go outside to yard. Today, I decided to stay in, you know what I mean? And just see what was going on in there. And yeah, so long story short on this, I was kicking it with my homeboy from my barrio. We were watching the TV, whatever was on TV. We probably weren't even paying attention to shit. I know I wasn't. I always paid attention to what was going on around my surroundings at all times. You had to, you know what I mean? So anyways, an incident went down. It was obvious. We saw it coming. We saw the way the individual was wiggling, and we actually were able to pick out the target that was going to be hit. It was known fact that the individual that was getting hit was a little too loose, and he let it be known that that he was going against the grain. So obviously he had something coming. So anyways, long story short, this individual gets blasted. Yard goes down. They carry him out on a gurney. You know, we take it back to our cell. We get locked up, get slammed down, and of course they're gonna move to modified program temporarily until they get everything cleared up and situated, until they find out what's going on. Of course, obviously they got to bring in the yards now, and once that is done, you know, once the dust is settled, they're going to figure everything out. But anyways, fast forward a little bit more on this, okay? The individual that I was selling up with was an individual that how should I say, he had a seat where his voice was heard. No, he was nobody of authority, not in my eyes, but he did have a voice there on the yard. And this individual, we got down and started playing some pinochle, two-handed pinochle. For those of you that know, you know, you could play two-handed pinochle. It's not as good as the four-handed. But anyways, we get to chopping it up, drinking some coffee, some warichi, you know what I mean? And now he goes, I could see it coming already. He's moving on to the incident that went on outside. And now he wants to start asking, hey, homie, who was that got blasted? He knew I was right there. I was right there where it happened at, right? And the reason why I know that is because this individual, you know, since he's that person, he always wants to be right there in the mix, keeping an eye on everybody, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, what the fuck? This is like the eye in the sky, Big Brother, or whatever they called that back in the day. He knew exactly that I knew, but he wants to ask, hey, homie, who was it that got blasted? Fuck, I don't know. You didn't see what race it was? I don't know, homie, shit, I didn't see shit. But weren't you like right there watching TV with your homeboy? Yeah, but I didn't see shit on me. I mean, this is me talking. I don't know what the fuck goes on. I don't know what goes on around here, Kana. You know what I mean? All I know is what goes on in front of me, around me, and what I do. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see nothing. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. And I'm going to tell you what. The reason why I was asking me that, because doing time in my time, homies would get tested like that. By you speaking on that, you were considered a snitch. You were too loose at the lips. You were someone that cannot be trusted. Why? Because you gave up that information. If the homies wanted people to know, they would send out a fucking memo to everybody what was going to go down. So that's why I'm saying, Mr. Renegade Media, whoever he got his information from, more than likely is somebody that's an informant, or in bad standings with their barrio, or it could just be an enemigo trying to smut some shit up. You know what I mean? I have no idea at the end of the day. But don't believe everything you hear here on social media, people. That's what I'm trying to say. He has some very informative information, and I can't knock that man for that. A lot of the topics and things that he, you know, the stuff that he speaks on, I don't like to. I won't co-sign it. He speaks on a lot of real stuff. I'm gonna tell you that right now, but I will never put a cosign on it. Why? Because I'm not gonna co-sign to something that isn't supposed to be existing out there in this world. Them life behind the walls, you need to leave that stuff behind the walls, people. For those of you that are still trying to play that stuff out here, you're playing a dangerous game. You know what I mean? You keep on knocking and keep on shaking at a tree. Eventually, someone is going to come to that door that you don't want to see. And if you keep on shaking at that tree, eventually a fruit will fall off. You know. So with that being said, people, that's enough on that. Video is long enough. If you guys want to get started on your fitness journey, you guys already know. Shoot me a DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. And one thing before I go, people. The next time when you pray, don't ask for more blessings, but ask for more wisdom that you may better understand and enjoy the blessings you already have, people. And the reason I say this is because a lot of us are out here thinking that they're going through some really bad struggles. You need to pump your brakes and take a look around, man. You've been blessed in so many ways. There's always someone in worse condition than you are. So be grateful for what you have today, because it may not be there tomorrow. And all bullshit aside, any day above the ground is a good day. Why? Because you could spend it with the ones that you love, or you could just spend it by giving your neighbor the bird. Now, with that being said, get up and get yours. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all. And let's get this motherfucking channel up to 10,000 subscribers, people. That way we could get this YouTube yarda going. Activo. Let's get it going, people. Let's do this.